Hey, today I'll be talking about episodes 27 through 28 of RuYi's Real Love. Now that RuYi is getting out, she begins to put her affairs in order. She gives Yuncha a pair of embroidered boots as thanks for all he's done for them.
还有云文呢。
这个云纹呢，也是合了你的名讳。
She promises to do what she can to get him a better position. The staff arrives to help her get dressed, and Liu is there, almost as happy as RuYi is that she's getting out. And he returns the hairpin to Suoshin, just like he promised he would. RuYi is reinstated as a consort. They take her to her new home, the very lavish Yikun Palace. She enters to find the emperor waiting for her. The emperor really thought things were going to pick up again, like he accidentally stepped on her foot or something.
你回来了。
就好像臣妾去了趟御花园，散散心便回来了。
是仿佛你一直在朕的身边，从未离去过。
So the excuses start. He had no choice. There were no other suspects. The evidence was so strong. He just wanted to protect her, blah, blah, blah. He says he never actually believed she was guilty, but he had no other choice. It sucks because RuYi is rightly so angry, but what can she do about it? What if she really pisses him off and he just says, okay, go back to the cold palace then? It's so infuriating that no matter what he does, he's still in the right because no one can argue with him. So anyway, he gives her some gifts, bribes, and he apologizes, kind of, and yeah, what else can you do? Now that RuYi is back, the consorts are immediately back on the offense. Although, were they ever really off the offense? Jia goes to visit Chun and get it in her head that RuYi will try and take back the first prince. At this point, Chun's been raising him for 3 years, far longer than RuYi had him. And that wouldn't really be fair, would it? Jia is back at it again. She never takes a day off. A very pregnant Hailan is RuYi's first visitor.
姐姐，海兰，
It's funny, they're both worried about their respective poisoning attempts, and then they both reveal to each other that they actually did it to themselves. Once they're done catching up, Hailan asks to see RuYi in private and shows her her stomach. She's picked up some stretch marks that she worries won't go away after delivering. The emperor will be disgusted by them, he won't find her attractive anymore, and she'll never be allowed to serve him in bed again.
Oh no! Anyway,
As if I needed another reason to dislike this dude. Imagine someone giving birth to your child and then you complain about stretch marks. After some investigating, they find out that someone messed with her prenatal meds, increasing her appetite, which is why the fetus and her stomach have become so large. Day 1 back and already a new case to solve. And with a well-deserved cry in the bath, she's back. At the next morning meeting, she makes her reappearance with actually very little fanfare. The Empress is just like, oh, by the way, everyone, RuYi's back, yay. Also, the seating here is such a fun detail. Since she used to be the next highest ranked after Hui, RuYi would always sit on the Empress's right side, just like here, for example. Now that Chun is a consort just like she is, but also has 2 sons, RuYi has been moved back. No one really has much to say to RuYi, but now that the official story is that she was framed, it does bring up the obvious question of Ro. If she was telling the truth, RuYi should still be in the cold palace, but if she was lying, then why is she still here? Ro doesn't look like she'll be backing down anytime soon though. Jia's face whenever Ro talks is hilarious. The Empress is alarmed when she notices RuYi's bracelet is gone.
你怎么不戴了？
Ugh, I can just imagine the thoughts going through her head. RuYi says she sent it in for repairs, and the Empress tells RuYi to start wearing it as soon as it's fixed, as it's a sign of their sisterhood.
那是自然。
Ugh, she's the worst. Silly Hui, of course, has no idea. I wear my bracelet every day. Love you, bestie. Final thing, because I love this scene so much, check out Hailan unable to stop herself from eating snacks even in the middle of important conversation. What a great detail. On their way out, Chun broaches the subject of First Prince, offering to return him now that RuYi is back. RuYi uses the excuse of being too weak to care for him, but I'm sure it's actually because she can see exactly what would happen if she took Chun up on her seemingly generous offer. Jia set this conflict up beautifully, and if RuYi really had pushed to get First Prince back, she would have been falling right into another trap. Better not to make any new enemies, especially now that Chun outranks her. At the next family banquet, we're all officially reunited for an awkward dinner. RuYi's newfound confidence and snark is so nice to see.
难怪皇上对你如此牵挂。
皇上和皇后娘娘同心一体，想来皇后娘娘对臣妾也是日夜挂怀的。
But again, we're hit with this weird Ro situation. The emperor says he's in a good mood and promotes her to imperial concubine, putting her on the same level as Jia, Mei, and Shu, who was recently promoted. Everyone is completely lost because it just makes no sense. These two can't both be in the right. RuYi can't have been framed, but also Ro was telling the truth. The emperor won't address it though, so everyone is just left scratching their heads. Though Ro is now on the same level as Jia, Jia has a son and was never a servant, so it should be obvious that she still outranks her. Not so. Ru immediately starts acting a fool.
站住，敢走到本宫前头。
Jia's servant makes a snarky comment about how Ru got to be an imperial concubine, leading to a slap-off and Jia telling Ru not to forget where she came from.
主，我自有皇后和贵妃做主。
是吗？
I have the biggest crush on Jia. I never actually blamed the emperor for what went down when Ruri was framed. It wasn't really his fault, and he reacted quite well, actually. I don't even think it was wrong of him to send her to the cold palace. My problem was with his behavior towards her. There was no reason to keep her in the dark for the last 3 years. Not to mention, after the first attempt on her life, you should have realized that your plan to keep her safe in the cold palace wasn't working. And then, what has really cemented my dislike of him is his reaction when she does finally return. Screw palace rules. You should be on your knees begging for forgiveness. Okay, I know he can't actually do that, but it makes my blood boil watching him act like Ruri has no reason to be upset and should be smiling and thanking him for all her shiny new accessories. Li Yu is chattering on about all the work the emperor put into this present he's made for her. Look, it's makeup made from your favorite flower. Am I supposed to be grateful? I hate it. I hate him and I hate this. But of course, you're supposed to. That's the reality of life as a woman in the harem with no power. And I suppose if we're looking for a silver lining, these 3 years serve to teach Rui the folly of trusting anyone in this godforsaken place.
我一直引以为靠的3个字，就是皇上经常对我说的“你放心”。原来，终究还是不可得。
And now for a look at the book. Rui's return is pretty much the same except much shorter. Hey, you're back. What? Don't worry, I'll explain everything. Bye! As for Hailan, she's supposed to have gained a lot of weight. Rui describes her as the size of 2 people with a face the size of a plate. Of course, I understand why they wouldn't go this far in the drama, but after reading that part, things made much more sense to me because in the drama, her stomach isn't even that big. And aside from the stretch marks, it just seems like everyone is making a big deal over nothing. But if she's the size of like an average American in ancient China, all right, I get it. Till next time, thanks for watching.